Bienvenidos todos. My name is Juan Pablo Gutierrez. I am from Brownsville, Texas, born and raised in northern Mexico, as I would say it. Went to school in the U.S., spent most of my weekends in the northern Mexico cities, Matamoros, that I would say. Finished my school with my class, and I'm just so happy and grateful to be here today. So thank you, Dan and Gary, one more time for having me here. I feel so blessed. For those that you don't know, regionally where the Brownsville location is at is way down here, and we're about 5 minutes away. In 5 minutes, you cross the bridge and you're in Mexico City. Great, rich soil. I love it, and so that's where we're at right there locally. August 13, 1989, I started with a local fast food franchise. I was 16 years old. I was looking for the first job ever. I was very excited. I needed that because I couldn't just stay idle. I was always playing, street games, and I was just doing anything and everything that I could just to, just keep myself busy. I did sell some newspaper in Mexico and in Brownsville, Texas. So when I was 9 and 10 years old, so I was out in the streets already selling some newspaper. I loved it. Had a great time with her. Spent 25 years working for this fast food. Opened up restaurants in northern Louisiana, East Texas, and as well as in Mexico City as well. Started 16. At 18, I got promoted to an assistant. 2 years later after that, I was 20 years old, and I was given the opportunity to open up a restaurant and run a restaurant on my own, and which I did. My last 10 years, I'm going to say my last 10 years is because this year, on February 28th, I retired after working 25 years with them, and I, had the best schedule, had the company car, had the cell phone, the gadgets, the office, everything. I had it made. I had a life-changing experience. That is my dad right there. A couple of years ago, he suffered a stroke, and what that did to all of us, we weren't ready for that. We weren't. No one was. All my siblings and my brother and my sisters were, just having to come together and try to, trying to help him out financially and supportively and everything. But what happened was that he was so dedicated, and he was a hard worker, self-employed, and so he never really prepared himself for anything like an event that happened to him. And he didn't have no retirement. He had no insurance, and he was just a hard-working man every day. So then that made sense to me right there and then when that happened. And about a year ago, I said, I'm just about doing the same. Here I am. I'm almost at my 25th year anniversary. I'm doing everything I can. I have my passion for what I do, but I don't have any retirement. I have no benefits. So it was because of what, unfortunately, his health issue kind of brought me to life and said, I don't want my kids to go through what I'm doing now, or what he's going through, and I don't want that to happen. So that was a life-changing decision that I made. So I put it in prayer. I said, this is what I want to do. This is where this is where I'm at now, and this is what I want to do is I want to be able to find myself an employer that contributes to the employee and has the benefits that I would need 20 years from now. I did. It was very emotionally for me. I gave my 2 weeks notice in February, but that's all I knew what to do. I knew nothing about any other company but just the fast food business, and so. But I knew I had to make it. I was determined. This is what I want. This is what I need to do, and I made the choice. I made that decision. So I joined this great franchise. Now I went from hamburgers to chicken. That is my 6 weeks graduation training. That I went through. It's tough. I mean, I was aside working with the 18-year-old kids. It was tough. But I was determined that I could do it. I would get home, and I had to clean restrooms. I had to do whatever it takes. And I did it. And I would love to do it anytime. But I knew it was important. And I knew it was the right decision, the right choice then and now. So after going to my 6 weeks training that I did, I kind of started changing my life differently. I started seeing things different, than what I was doing a year ago, I would say. I am very fortunate for what I have now, that I take time to help those that are less fortunate. That is where I share my gratitude to those that are in need. Here we have a couple, down at the far end, we took some diapers and toiletries and Pedialites to a shelter, immigrant shelter that we have down at my hometown. And just a couple of weeks ago, we took about $250 worth of chicken, and we delivered it to the shelter. And that is something I never did before, and that's how I see myself, a completely different person now, and all because of this change, all this decision that I made. Those are my boys. I spent much quality time with them. I try to, I do make an attempt to be there at every moment of their lives. I serve in a community. I serve as an usher in my church, something I didn't do before. But all this is supposed to be because of the change and the determination that I did based on just simply, looking for a new opportunity, looking for a new change. I truly see myself succeeding. I know I have. I knew that I knew what I had done. Basically, I knew I was making the money, but not saving it. I knew that I had a weak foundation when something like my father's situation happened, and I didn't have the means to support him. And so that's where it all changed, and that's where I kind of see myself now, and I see myself now, I'm doing this for a better tomorrow. I'm planting my tree so that I can have that shade 17 and a half years from now. And that shade I call financial, I would say freedom or success. But I do that. That was a choice. I had it all. I had it all for 25 years. I hit rock bottom, and that's when I said, they hit me. I said, you know what? But this is knowing that I have secured my future. I'm a better person now. Family-wise, I'm happier. I'm always smiling. I'm a very positive person, by the way. So nothing that comes my way, I just don't let it get on my way. I'm very committed, and I do it with a lot of passion. I do what I do with a lot of passion, and my confidence has grown, and it's amazing journey that I'm going through, and how I've decided to change, and where I am now, and I know where I'm going. So, and I would really like the same for you all. So, good luck. Thank you very much for having me here, and I wish you very, very, very best. Thank you.